Welcome back to another video. What I want to address in this video is a stimulus check update and specifically talk about why you haven't received your first stimulus check. So in this video, it is strictly going to be on why you haven't received your first stimulus check. We're not going to do a second stimulus check update. That will not happen today. Okay, that will be tomorrow or the next day. And also at the end of this video, I want to address a simple way that you can start making money. Okay, so first off, let me give you an update on what has been happening with a lot of people's stimulus check. Okay, that the first and only stimulus check that we have received so far, that $1,200 check from the US government. So I have been getting a lot of comments, messages as well, over on my email and even on Facebook. And people that were on or are on SSI, SSDI, that have a representative payee, a lot of these people are starting to receive their $1,200 stimulus check. The majority of these people are getting their check through mail. Okay, there are some people that are getting that $1,200 debit card, that preloaded debit card from the government. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it down in the description box below, where I kind of address the warning behind it and what you need to look for to make sure it's a legitimate debit card. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link to it down in the description box below so that you can go and watch it. Now, here's what's been happening is the IRS they're backlogged. They got so much work to do. They're so far behind. And so the only way, if you are struggling to get your check, you go to the IRS website, you click on the button that says get my payment, you put in all your information, and it doesn't show up as anything. Your check hasn't been sent. Okay, they're not giving you a timeline, nothing. If that's the case, you got one option. Well, I guess you have two options, but one is a good option. The other one is just an option. The first option, which is the bad option, is to sit on your couch and just wait for it. Hopefully it shows up. You can do that, and I know a lot of people that have been doing that, but there's a better option, and it takes a little bit of time. So what I suggest you do, and this is something that I've been recommending for probably the past week, is to call the IRS directly. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have time to sit on hold and not talk to anybody. I get it. I hear you. I understand it's a painful situation to be in, to be on that phone and nobody there to talk to. But I've heard this from multiple people, and I've watched some other people's channels and heard the same thing. Well, somebody else that I heard this from, his name's Stephan, okay? And he mentioned this exact same thing, where you need to call the IRS number before noon, okay? Before noon Eastern Standard Time. Don't call noon Pacific Standard Time, because now you're 3 hours late. Call before noon Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what I have heard from multiple people is they call between 8 o'clock and 10 a.m. And usually they'll get on the phone within about 30 minutes. They'll be able to speak with an actual IRS representative, and they can tell them why they haven't received their check. Some of these people have told me it's as simple as they didn't have my last name correct. The spelling was off. My street, maybe I live on First Avenue, not First Street. That will completely change it, and the IRS will not send you a check because they don't know where to send it. Is it going to First Avenue or First Street? Is there only one of those in your city, or do you have a First Avenue and a First Street? A lot of bigger cities do, so the IRS is not going to send your check. So once the IRS representative, and they have added over 3,500 new phone representatives in the past couple weeks, once they have all the correct information and they verified who you are, they can initiate that check. So it will probably show up in the next 2 weeks. That's what I suggest you do. And I know, I get it. You don't want to sit on the phone and talk to somebody or even nobody for an hour before somebody hopefully answers that phone. I get it. But what you need to understand is if you don't make that phone call, you could be sitting on your couch waiting for that check for months, and maybe it never shows up. So that's the first update I just want to give you when it comes to the first stimulus check. The next thing I want to address, okay, why you still haven't received your stimulus check, and the IRS, the representative can tell you this, is if they have already issued that check to somebody else. Okay, for example, I know a lot of people have been saying that I'm not married, my fiance put me down as a dependent, am I still gonna get my check, when's it coming? And no, that's not going to happen. If your fiance, which probably means you're over the age of 17, okay, put you down as a dependent, that means you will not receive a stimulus check. If you were on your own and you filed your own taxes, yes, you would receive a stimulus check. But if somebody else claimed you as their dependent, you will not receive it. The second thing I want to address as to why you may have not received your stimulus check is simply because they actually issued it to somebody else. I've had multiple people tell me my ex got my stimulus check. How do they know that? I don't know, so don't ask me. But multiple people have stated that we were married at that time. He got my stimulus check. Because if you want to know something, the IRS does not know if you got a divorce in the last year. If you've been separated in that time. The IRS does not know that. The IRS only knows what you tell them. So if last year, the last time you filed your taxes, you were married, that's what the IRS knows. Okay? So don't think that they can see, the court records and all this stuff. The IRS doesn't do that, right? So just keep that in mind. There's probably multiple reasons why you haven't received your first stimulus check yet. But just know, the easiest way to figure out when's it coming, is it coming, or has it already been sent, is just by calling the IRS phone number. Now I'm going to give you the phone number right now. The phone number to call the IRS, and I know a lot of other big sites have been giving away the wrong phone number. This is the phone number that all my followers have been calling and have actually been getting results. It is 800-919-9835. Let me read it one more time. 800-919-9835. That's the number you need to call. Now, I know a lot of you guys are struggling. A lot of you guys are wanting to start making money. I need some money. I need just a little bit, like $40. $40 this week would be able to put some food on the table, would get my family through, would get us by. $40 is not a lot of money. But let me explain how you can do this, okay? Because I've been trying to help out a lot of people lately by giving them recommendations as to how you can actually make money. Okay, turn the stuff that you know, turn the stuff that you have into an income. In one of my videos, I addressed that you could easily go out there to a website called textbroker.com and start an account and start writing, become a freelance writer for other people. A lot of people took me up on that and started making money. Here's what I want to address today. Okay? This item right here. This is a remote control to a Traxxas, kind of see it down there, to a Traxxas RC car. I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch of Traxxas RC cars. I also have a bunch of these remote controls. Okay? Now, here's what I want to address. I don't need all these. Okay? I have about 13 of these remotes. Okay? I only have 9 cars. So if I were to drive every single car at one time, which I can't, okay, because I only have 2 hands, right? So what I decided to do was I was going to sell 4 of these. I'm going to keep 1 remote for every single car I have. So I decided to sell 4 of these, okay? This was not one that I sold. And I sold 4 of these on Facebook. Now, these normally you can pick up, I think, on eBay for like $30 used, okay? I sold them locally, okay, to local people, which I could prove that I tested it right there in the parking lot at the Safeway that we met at. I sold 4 of these, okay, for $50 a piece. That's $200. Now I didn't need the $200, but I knew the stores to buy these items at were closed. People do not always like to buy stuff off of eBay, so I listed them. I listed actually them on Facebook, Marketplace, and Craigslist. And I sold all 4. That's just one item. Also sold some old soccer shoes. I sold some brand new football cleats that I don't play football. Okay, I've never used them. They're brand new, still in the box. I picked these up from Marshall's. I've also sold some makeup that my wife had because our JCPenney's is closed. Our Macy's is closed. Okay, Ulta Beauty is closed. Sephora is closed. All these bigger makeup stores, the stores that sell all this makeup, are closed. So I end up selling some of her high-end makeup that she just didn't use on Facebook and Craigslist. And it was all for free. It didn't cost me a thing to list any of these items. So that's what I want you guys to do. Get out there and find stuff that you can sell. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Let's say this little green light right here. Let's say I didn't need it, didn't use it. I'd sell it. This whiteboard right here, if I didn't use it as much as I did, I would sell this, okay? My camera that I use on a daily basis, if I didn't use this, I would sell it. And I want you guys to understand this because I think so many people are thinking, I need everything I have. And that's not the case. That's not true. You do not need everything you have. Maybe you have an old pair of shoes you just don't wear. Well, guess what? There are so many stores right now that are still closed. There are so many people right now that are still a little hesitant to get out there, and interact with the public. Okay, interact with everyday people because they're worried about this pandemic. They're worried about this virus going around and killing them. Now, is it going to happen? I don't believe it will, to the extent that it already has. However, there are still people that are deathly afraid to get this virus. So what do? They stay home, they stay safe, and they do not buy anything, even though they need it. So what can you do? You can meet them on the front lawn of their house. Okay, show them the item, back up to the sidewalk, they can come and look at it. Okay, I like this, sounds good, all right, here's your money. They put it down, they take the item, they walk back inside the house, you grab the money, you're good to go. And you just made some money so that you can put food on the table for yourself and your family. Now, if you have any questions on how to do any of this stuff, all you got to do is ask your questions down in the comment section below. I'm here to help you out any way that I can. But just know, I have over 1,200 videos on this YouTube channel alone. And the majority of those videos go over specific ways to make money from home using the power of the internet. So if you have any questions, you want to learn how to make money, okay, first off, click that thumbs up button down below because it just helps out the video. Also, consider subscribing so that you don't miss any more of my new videos. And lastly, go click on my videos and watch them. Watch one after the next, after the next, after the next, because they're going to show you different ways to put money in your pocket. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like I said, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'll see you guys on the next one.